Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm bringing to you my June wrap-up, where I talk about all the books that I read in June. I'm still basically just reading audiobooks mostly because I just don't feel the drive to pick up books physically, so that's great. But yeah, have a few things to talk about, so yeah, let's just jump in, I guess. So I finally finished out the Mortal Instruments series, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. And going in that order, it basically goes from bad to better. So there you go. Basically, it's just Jason Clary bugging around, trying to be heroes, but also not being very good at it. And you can tell that like this part of the series is very rushed, with no plan or outline or anything, because it's just a mess all the way through basically. Mostly, I'm just excited to be done with them for now and to kind of move on to the Dark Artifices, where they're still going to be there, but the story isn't all about them for once. At least I hope so, because I don't know how many times I can handle them just existing. So yeah. On the same note, I read the Magnus Bane Chronicles or something like that, who knows, which basically just stories about Magnus Bane, the warlock from the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and his life basically. This was a 3-star read for me because it was okay, but it didn't answer the question I wanted to have answered. The best stories involved him and Alec. Yeah, Alec. There's the best stories. Everything else kind of just bleh. And I feel within this collection, every story was 20 pages too long. And I did listen to this via audiobooks. Maybe that's something to do with it. But every story in here went on for so fucking long. It was just it felt like it was meandering instead of actually giving us more content. It was just wasting your time basically, which is never good. And out of these stories, again, the best ones are the ones that deal with the present era, which sucks because I wanted to know more about him as he was growing up, more of his earlier years. But instead it's mostly from the 19th century onward, which is kind of cool, I guess. But we already saw him during that time period in the Infernal Devices, and then later in the Last Hours. Do we really need more of Magnus from that time period? I mean, it's cool, I guess, hearing about how he met Raphael and his interactions with the Hotel du Mort were also kind of cool. But again, they just went on for so long that I just stopped giving a shit. So yeah, overall, that was a very meh experience for me. So finished an entire trilogy, and this is the Gunny Rose series by Charlene Harris. She's the same person that wrote the Sookie Stackhouse series, which is where True Blood came from. Basically, this is an alternate history where I forget what happened, to be honest. But basically, we're in an alternate America where I think maybe the U.S. split or something, because there's the Russian Empire on the West Coast or something like that. It's weird, but basically a following our character who's nicknamed Gunny Rose. Basically a gunslinger in 1930s America, where she helps people kind of cross between borders, because the borders between the various sections of America are very dangerous, I guess. So yeah, and obviously this whole trilogy is basically just shit going very bad for her, then going very good for her. Starts off with stuff going very badly for her, then it kind of always wraps up with stuff going way too well for her. And honestly, I was very mixed with this whole trilogy as a whole, because book 1 was a fun time. It was because I just like the author's style, but then book 2 was kind of bad, and then book 3 was okay, but also not on par with book 1, So yeah, it was a fun time, and I do think there's going to be a 4th book that deals with the main character's family member that she meets in book 1 that I might end up reading. Who knows? Overall, it was a fun concept, but not exactly executed the greatest. And oh yeah, there is magic, but it's only, I think, from the Russian Empire, I think. I think it's said that other people also have magic, but it's they have to hide it because Russia is the only one that accepts magic, I think. It's a fun time if you want something to listen to while you're at work, I was doing, but otherwise it's not groundbreaking, it was just a fun, okay time. So yeah, that was everything I have to say about Gunny Rose, because it was fun, wasn't groundbreaking. Probably won't ever listen to it again. I don't want it physically, it was fun, but it was just, yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Now we're on to the weird shit that I found on Scribd, because I was like not in the mood for anything I'd saved. So I was like looking through stuff and I found a few paranormal romances. So now here we are. That's basically where I am in the start of July 2, just going through and listening to paranormal romances because like I'm in the mood for something good, but I can't find good shit. So here we are. First off, there is a duology, I guess. It says there's a third book on Goodreads, but there is no like release date on it at all. And the second book came out in 2015, so no idea where the series is going. But yeah, this is Desire by Blood and Seduction by Blood. The second book is like more of a novella, but I'm still counting it as like a whole book because it was painful. Basically, we're in like late Victorian England, and in this world, there's like a secret class of vampires that kind of like rule and control society pretty much. And the hero is like the like head guy pretty much, and our heroine is trying to investigate him because like humans don't know that the world is controlled by vampires. So yeah, well like the like upper class rich do, but not like your average person knows that vampires are real. And our heroine is a reporter who is trying to like investigate him because like he is in society, but like no one knows where his money comes from. She's trying to investigate where his money is coming from, basically. Even though that plot gets dropped very fast, and it basically just becomes them like kissing and fucking, and like he's trying to like find out who is killing people throughout the city because they think there's a vampire going rogue and like killing people, basically. So yeah, like it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. I think like, my main issue is that like it doesn't feel like a complete novel, you know. None of the plot threads feel like they actually like went anywhere, and like the main third act breakup point like never gets addressed ever again, and like he never apologizes because he gets pissed off that she like didn't bring up something or something like that. It's sort of like stupid because like he never says sorry or anything. It kind of gets like forgotten about, and they just, you know, kiss and fuck, and it's over with, I guess. It's like really fucked up and like mean to her during that time. So it's like I don't feel like we earned this HEA, but here we are anyway. So yeah. As for the second book, Seduction by Blood, basically there's just them fucking and like the author trying to force a romance between two characters that have like no chemistry at all. So I give this 1 stars, and like the idea of this couple had such great like it was such a great idea. It was like so done so fucking badly, and like they deserve so much better because like, the book was just bad. Like we had like no scenes of them being like cute together or anything. It's kind of like I think they're literally separate for most of the book, so it's like they're not even like interacting at all. And like we are told that they have crushes on each other, but like that isn't a romance novel, you know. Like I need y'all to like interact and have like moments together. We don't really get that, and there's like no actual plot at all, like whatsoever. It's kind of them chilling for like 300 pages, which is like you need like some plot going. Like y'all aren't talking, and there is no like connecting plot or anything. There is like no murders anymore, so it's like what's going on? Why do we care? And also this book is like a time jump after book 1. So like the main couple is like married now and they have kids, and now the heroine from the last book is pregnant again, but we never get like the kids' names at all. They aren't even like mentioned on page ever. We just are like told that they have kids and never like appear ever again. So it's like, what's the point of like having this time jump if like nothing matters about the time jump, you know? Like I just don't get the point of having a skip years in the future with like no reason for it. So yeah. And the hero in this is like Egyptian, and he gets called exotic a few times, kind of like weird too. So yeah, not a fun time. So yeah, moving on. Now another like, I guess 2 books in the same series I'm not going to finish on because book 2 is just not good, and apparently book 3 is even worse, so great. And that is The Pack by Kristen Coley and The Challenge by Kristen Coley. Now listen, hear me out. Book 1, it was giving Twilight all over again vibes. It was so nostalgic and fun that I gave it 4 stars, you know? Even though like fucking nothing happens, but it just giving you these vibes that like they're obviously like her love interest is obviously like a supernatural creature, but she's very dumb and oblivious to the fact. So it's kind of like a fun time, you know? But yeah, it's just book 2 is just so fucking bad that I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest, because book 2 portrayed Down syndrome so badly, and it says the R word multiple times about them. So yeah, not good. And again, we were in book 2 and the whole series follows our same couple, you know, and we were in book 2 territory. They still have not fucked yet. Why are we in book 2 of a romance series and they still have not fucked yet? Like I need y'all to do something. Like, give me some sexual interaction, because why are we in book 2 and like y'all still have not fucked yet? Like, why? I don't get it. And book 2 also focuses on like more couples and characters, trying to set them up too. It's like, it just doesn't work because like our main couple has so little development, you know, throughout the series thus far. Now, like, why are we wasting our time giving everyone else screen time too, you know? And yeah, basically, our character moves to this new town, and while there's this group of people that sit together at lunch, and they're called the Pack. Like, when I said Twilight vibes, I was not kidding you. It's Twilight vibes all over again, but with like just werewolves, basically. And her love interest is her teacher, which is very fucking like weird, because she's like 17 at the start, and he's like 23. Yeah, it's very fucking weird and questionable, but she does turn 18, I think, towards the end of book 1. It's like, by book 2, she's like 18 and legal. They're still like waiting, I guess, for some reason, even though they came very close to fucking multiple times when she was like just 17. So questionable, but you know, we were in like Twilight knockoff territory, so like basically expected, you know. And our main character was like very like boring, you know. So yeah, it's basically she like sees this pack of people, and they like her because of reasons I could explain later. And of course she gets invited to like join them, and then there are periods where they kind of like push her away because like they can't tell her the truth, but they want to. But she says, I don't want to get involved. And of course, yes, she does want to get involved, because like she gets kidnapped by the bad guys multiple times. It's a whole fucking thing. You know, it was like a fun time, like nostalgia vibe, you know, but like not something I would go back to ever again. And I'm not going to continue because, again, book 2 is just very offensive and like not good. And from what I read about books like 3 and 4 and onwards, kind of just like even more like bad. So like, gonna pass on that, I think. And I did finish the challenge in July, technically, but I want to, you know, keep those 2 books together, so I'm talking about it now, you know. But yeah, it's pretty much all I read in the month of June. So yeah, there are a few things that I didn't talk about because I'm not gonna talk about everything I read in these videos, because like others would be way too fucking long to like edit and shit. But yeah, they're basically like the greatest hits, I guess. So yeah, there you go. Overall, very bleh reading month for me. Could be better, could be worse. But see, all I need is for Jai to give me a good paranormal romance. Like, if that's all I want. I'm so fucking desperate. I want it so badly, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, subscribe, like, share, all that. Hopefully I will see you next week.